back to Jmeter training videos. In today's session, we will discuss remaining timers in Jmeter. So let's go ahead and start. So let's add a thread group. I'm going to add basic thread group, and today let's add a sample HTTP request. So today I will use there is a HTTP dummy sampler. So what it does is it will give 200 as the response. So you will not see any failures. Okay. So this is connection timeout, and they created some random times. So it will generate a random number between 1 to 5, and it generates random time between 1 to 50 and 50 to 500. Okay. So I can change to 100 milliseconds. We don't need to wait so long for this test. Okay. Yeah, so we have one small dummy sampler, and let's see the what are the timers we have left. Okay, so let's see, today we'll see about constant throughput timer. So what is constant throughput timer, and what is the why we will use for throughput timers. Okay, so throughput timers mainly used for no to control your request per second. Okay, let's say this particular sampler I want to run for 1 hour duration. In 1 hour, let's say it has to run only 50 times as for your workload model, right? You will have some workload models for your test, and they may say, your stakeholder might be saying that I want to run only this one for 50 times per hour. Okay, so if you don't use a constant timer, right, what happens is it will run very fast. Okay, so even though you give think times, you cannot control it, right? So you don't know exactly how long it is going to take. Okay, so yeah, so to control exactly 50 times, let's see, without constant timer, if you run, right, let me add uh, listener. Okay, so add the view results in table listener. Okay, which will be, we are not going to check the response and all, right? So I am not adding view results tree. Here I am adding view results table. We will see in the just results. Okay, how many samplers it got executed. So let's say I want to run just for 1 minute time. Okay, so here just keep infinite one user with 1 minute time. 1 minute means in seconds you have to mention 60 seconds, right? Just mention 60 seconds. It will run for one minute. In 1 minute itself, you can see there are 100 samplers will get executed. Okay, so that is not good, right? That means you are sending too much load to the server. Okay, in real time, in production usage, this particular request is expected to run only 50 times per hour. You have such kind of requirement from the client. In that case, if you don't use throughput controllers, it will run forever. Okay, so if you run this one, right, for 1 minute itself, we will see lot of times it will get executed. It is asking me to save. Let me give some name. Okay, mm, constant throughput timer. Okay, constant put timer. Okay, so let's keep that name, and let's see, right, it's just 3 seconds. See how many samplers it is getting executed. Too many, right? So in your real time also, guys, if you are not keeping proper throughput timer, it will run for ever, and your servers may crash. Okay, so this is not the ideal scenario. As for production scenarios, we always go with production workload models, and there will be a defined request per hour, transactions per hour, right? So to achieve that, we will use these throughput timers, which are very essentials for as a performance tester. You must aware of this throughput timers, guys. Okay, see, it's another 15 seconds to go. If you see here, right, the count, see how many times it got triggered. Okay, even though this is dummy sampler, in real time, if you don't give any throughput timer, see how many requests your server may have in a 1 minute time. Okay, this is let's say in real time, in production server, they are expecting this request to be executed only 50 times. Okay, then if you run in performance environment, see, it will be running no 10 times more than your production expected load, right? That is very high. So for that purpose, we always use, right, the to control this request, we have to use the throughput timers, guys. Throughput timers are very useful to control the request per second or request per minute. This constant timer always use samplers per minute. Samplers means this is one sampler, right? HTTP one request is one sampler. So here we are having only one sampler. If you have 10 samplers, same thing. Don't worry about how many samplers you have here. The main goal is, let's say you have a big script which has 100 requests. Okay, then your main goal you have to see is how many times that flow has to execute in an hour time. Let's say 10 times, 20 times. Okay, let's say 100 times. How many users? If you are running with 10 users, how many times it has to get executed? Those details first you have to gather, guys. Then only you define the better workload model. Okay, so here now, let's say my requirement is, let's say I want to run for uh, let's say 2 minutes. Okay, so I will give 120 seconds as the time, and I want to control it. Okay, here we saw, right, already it executed 785 times in a minute, but I want to run this one only 10 times in 2 minutes time. Okay, only 10 times. Okay, so in that case, what you have to do, go here, enable the throughput timer. So this one you can clear it, right? Without throughput timer, it will run how much time it can able to send the request in 1 hour minute, 1 minute, right? So 1 minute, how many times it can able to send, that many times it will trigger the request continuously without any wait time. Okay, so let's say you want to control the this particular request in 2 minutes. I want to run only 10 times. That means per minute I want to run only 5 times. Okay, there are some options are available, guys. This thread only means whatever thread is executing. Let's say you are running 10 threads, each thread will run for 5 times. This thread means only single thread, guys. Single thread will run 5 times per minute. This particular request will run 5 times per minute. If you give 10 times per minute. Okay, so 10 times it will get executed. In 2 minutes time, it will run 20 times, guys. Okay, that is all about this thread only. Okay, if you have all active threads, whatever threads are running, actively running, right? Those threads will all threads will consume this much time. All threads, right? Let's say you have 10 threads now. Okay, or two threads. Okay, all two threads will run 10 times uh, per minute. Okay, likewise. Okay, if you give all threads or single thread, you have to decide which thread you want to run. All threads, all threads means all users. Okay, if you want to run particular single thread, you can go for, your goal is, let's say single thread I want to run 5 times, otherwise all threads I want to run 10 times per minute. Okay, this is your workload model, guys. You will gather workload model from client, right? Then you have to decide how you want to give. Okay, all threads in current thread group. Okay, so likewise you can give the options. Okay, shared shared option. Okay, you want to share this particular uh, samplers across all the threads. Okay, you can use this option. This is also same thing with current thread. Okay, so likewise you can give the uh, constant timer, constant throughput timer, guys. Okay, to control the transactions uh, per hour or minute. Okay, in this case per minute. Okay, so I want to run, here they clearly mention, right, in samplers per minute, how many samplers you want to run in a minute time. As for my requirement, I have to run with one user for 2 minutes, and in 2 minutes it has to run only 10 times. That means per minute it has to run only 5 times. Okay, in that case I will give this thread only 5 times per minute. Okay, if I run now, it will create only 10 threads. In previously 1 minute itself it executed 785 times, right? That is huge load in the production system. If you want to, means that means you are putting too much load, 10 times more than your current load. That is not good, guys. Okay, so always know how many times it has to get executed this particular request. Then use throughput control through constant throughput timer, or you have precise throughput timer. Okay, there are other timers, right? Those you have to use. Okay, so if I run this one, right, what happens in 2 minutes time? It will run only 10 times, guys. Per minute it will make only 5 calls. In 2 minutes it will make 10 calls. Okay, so let's go ahead and run it and see how many times it will get and executed. Okay, see. See, it is not sending request. So what it does is it will make 1 minute. 1 minute is 60 seconds. 60 seconds divided by 5. Then every 15 seconds, one call it will make. Okay. So that is the way it got designed, guys. Okay. So it will divide your number of samplers divided by this whatever time you gave here. Okay. Now it will run only 5 requests per minute. Okay. So likewise, you can control your requests. Okay, don't send too many requests. Always send as per your plan. Okay, so this is the best for scenario designs. Let's say you have five thread groups. Each thread group you have one scenario, right? Each scenario you want to run 100 times. Another scenario you want to run only 10 times. Another scenario you want to run only 15 times. Like that, if you have, right, you must use this throughput timers, guys. Okay, throughput timer is used to control your request per minute or request per second. Okay, so in this case, constant throughput timer always controls the throughput per minute, guys. Per minute I am sending only 5 requests. Okay, so in total 2 minutes we should be seeing 20 requests. Okay, so likewise it will sorry, 10 requests, right, in our case. Okay, so each one is 5 per minute. 2 minutes it will be 10. Okay, so likewise you should be able to achieve your request per minute, guys. This is the one of the example. Okay, so see, now it is at 1.48 and it got achieved 10 requests, right? So this is all about request throughput timer, constant throughput timer. So constant throughput timer is used to control your request per minute. Okay, so how many samplers you have? Let's say you have two samplers. Okay, same thing, it will execute only 5 requests per minute. Okay, so let's say now 10 got executed, right? If I add another sampler also, you will see only 10 count, but this samplers, instead of one sampler, two samplers will be getting executed. Okay, so let's see. Now each one got executed, the single sampler got executed 10 times, right? If I add another sampler, now all two samplers will get executed only 10 times, guys. Okay, so let me go down and add another dummy sampler. I will give this one as the sampler 1, and let's change this one to 100 milliseconds. Okay, so now I have sampler 1 and sampler 2. Let's move it up so that it will be very clear, right? So now I have dummy sampler 1 and dummy sampler 2. Now still I have the same scheduling. I want to make per minute, I want to make only 5 samplers. That means you have two samplers, right? It will make only 5 times per minute. You have 100 samplers also, doesn't matter. It will control how many per minute you want to make. Okay, that is very very important, guys. Okay, let's say if I clear and run it, right? Now these two samplers will get triggered only 5 times. These two will get triggered, okay? So 5 samplers it will allow per minute, okay? So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Another 5 will be another minute, okay? So you can see the difference now. Let's run it. See, now this time it is going dummy sampler. Next, after 15 minutes, second sampler will start. That is dummy sampler 1. See, 2. Okay. Likewise, you can see the difference. So now the main thing you should understand is it will controls number of samplers per minute. You have 100 or 200 doesn't matter. It will say how many per minute I have to send to the server. Okay. Based on that, it will send that many requests to the server, guys. Okay. See, 4 now 5. Okay. So likewise, it will send, guys. Okay, another 1 minute, another 5 will send, then it will stop. Okay, so that is the way we can use the uh, constant throughput timer to control the uh, your request per minute. Okay, this is all about constant timer, guys. Okay, let it complete, then we'll go to the next one, that is precise throughput timer. That is also similar to this only, but it has a more a meaningful way of controlling. Okay, so let it complete, then we'll go and explain you that one. See, 9 and 10 will get executed. Okay, see, 10 got executed in 2 minutes time. Okay, so that's all, guys. Okay, so you guys understood, right? Even though it doesn't matter, you have 2 or 3 or samplers, the main thing you should understand is here, keep your cursor maximum number of samplers you want to obtain per minute. That means how many samplers you want to send to the server in a minute time. If you give 5, 5 requests will be sent. If you give 10, 10 will be sending per minute. Okay, so that is all about this constant throughput timer. Okay, so yeah, that's all, guys. Now just disable this one. Go ahead and add another sampler, another timer, that is precise throughput timer. Okay, so yeah, this is precise throughput timer, and it has more meaningful way of no, handling the request per hour. Okay, see here, target throughput. This is also same thing, samplers per minute. It's not per period here, per period, guys. It's not per minute. It's for, let's say, per here throughput period they said in 1 hour time. Okay, in that case, if I want to change it in 2 minutes, in as for our previous video or previous uh, constant throughput timer, we did it for 2 minutes, right? Here I mentioned through 2 minutes duration, right? So in that case, here also you can go and change in 2 minutes time how many you want to achieve. Okay, it is asking in through 2 minutes how many requests you want to control. Okay, in that case, same like previously, a constant throughput timer we gave 5, right? In 2 minutes 10 will get executed. Okay, I changed it to 10 before going to precise throughput timer. So here what I am saying is throughput period is 2 minutes, test duration also 2 minutes. What I want to achieve is 10 requests per second. Okay, okay, so batch departures, number of threads in the current batch. So how many threads are there? Okay, only one thread, right? Okay, so give whatever number of threads you have, right? That you will mention here. Let's say here you have 10 threads, you can mention 10 threads. Okay, delay between threads in the batch. Okay, is there any delay between each thread? Yeah, that also you can mention. Okay, so yeah, you can mention all the details and you can run it, guys. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, if you run this right, so through precise throughput timer, this is for this particular time, guys. Okay, here you can mention per minute, but it is not per minute. Let's say I want to run it for 1 hour, 3600. Okay, then you have to change it to test duration also 3600. Throughput period is also through 3600. Always make both of them same time so that it will have accurate results. Okay, so if you have any ramp up time also include that as well, guys. Okay, including ramp up time, how many requests you want to achieve per hour. Okay, so here, let's say I want to make 100 requests per hour. Okay, this is per 1 hour period. How many requests you have to send? That means it will send 100 samplers only. Okay, what is this mean by is it will allow only 100 samplers per hour. Okay, that means you have 100 samplers in your request. Only one time it will allow. Okay, if you have only two, right? Then 100 divided by 2, it will you can see in the report 50-50. Okay, so that way, guys, you have to divide it by. Okay, now we don't want to make too much complex here. I will give 10 in 2 minutes. Okay, I want to run only 10 samplers in 2 minutes time. Okay, so that is my goal. Just mention that. Okay, and just run it. Okay, now only you will see in the results 10 samplers only. Each one will run 5 times for 2 minutes duration. Okay, that is all about precise throughput timer. Okay, so let's run it and you can see the requests. Okay, in 2 minutes, you can see 10 requests will get triggered. Okay, so that is all about precise throughput timer. It is like period. How much time you want to make this request? Is it for 1 hour or 1 second, 2 second? Okay. So yeah, here my bad. It is in seconds, right? It is 120 seconds in this case. Okay, not 2 seconds, guys. Okay, 120 seconds. Okay, here we gave seconds as 120 seconds, right? That means 2 minutes. Okay, yeah. So let's see how many it will get triggered. Okay, see now it's almost 1 minute. We see only 5 requests, right? So we clearly mentioned that in 2 minutes we have to make only 10 requests. Okay, in that case it will achieve only 10. Okay, here at least we have no, we have lot of hassles like all threads, all active threads. You may not know which one to use exactly, right? If you change something wrong, it will not achieve properly. So that is the reason constant throughput timer is not that much accurate. Here we don't have that such kind of things. Okay, see we have total how many you have to achieve, how many requests you have to send per hour, and what is the time. Is it in 1 hour or is it in 30 minutes, 2 hours? You can mention and you can leave it. It will achieve that many samplers. But here you need to mention this thread or all active threads. There are a lot of options you may not know, and if you give wrong one, the results may be screwed up. Okay, so always use precise throughput timer. That is also one of the best one. Okay, to achieve exact throughput exactly. Okay, so see it's completed. The test is completed. It achieved in 1 hour, 1 minute 30 seconds. Okay, so likewise we can achieve. Okay, so this is all about preset throughput timer, guys. Okay, so it can send you uh, one in 120 seconds. That means in 2 minutes it will trigger only a 10 requests. Okay, likewise you can run it for 1 hour or half an hour, and you can see whether it is able to achieve properly or not. So always throughput timers is nothing but it's not wait time, it's not user wait time, it is controlling your request per minute, guys. Okay, always remember, request per minute, if you want to control based on your workload model, we must use this either constant throughput timer or precise throughput timer. There is another timer also that I will explain you tomorrow. This is throughput sharpening timer. This is more advanced than this one. This also we can see in the graphical view. Okay, this I will explain you guys tomorrow in more details with real scenario. Okay, today I shown you like dummy samplers, right? Tomorrow I will show you with one real application and how to achieve them. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. See you in next video. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe. Please let others know to get some knowledge if anyone want, your friends. Thanks. See you in next session, guys. Okay, bye for now.